Welcome back to the Coaches Hour podcast. You're here with myself, Hym, and my co-host is Jewade Graham. If you're a coach right now, you've probably asked the question, should I use Google Sheets or a coaching app? And today's episode is all about how you should deliver your coaching. What makes sense for you right now, and what would we do? So let's start with what to consider, I guess, before choosing. Like, how did you go about transition? What do you use right now?
Yeah. So was that one question? Which question do you want me to answer?
Let's start with what do you use right now?
So what do I use right now? That I use Kahunas.
Okay.
So it's like an app, coaching app. I'm going to be honest here now. When I first got it, I thought it was terrible. Do you use Kahunas as well?
Same, yeah.
So when I first, did you think it was terrible as well? Or no?
I thought it was okay, if I'm honest.
So I thought it was disgraceful, and I'm being completely honest. But the reason why I'm being completely honest is because now I'm not 360 convert, but I'm a lot happier with. It's come a long way. Yeah, because it was buggy. It was like you couldn't see stuff and do stuff when I first got it, and then it's like now it's like a lot better. So I use Kahunas. But do you use Kahunas for a specific reason?
I jumped ship, right?
From
TrueCoach. Okay. That was a long time ago, and I was part of the initial coaches that started using Kahunas. So we've got that loyalty thing, right, with Kahunas. So that's why I've kind of stayed with them, because the pricing wise for me, it checks out. It works out really well. And that pricing is never going to change, because that was their promise, right? So let's see if they hold that. But yeah, I use it mainly because I was coaching Gen Pop at the time, and I felt like, for me, the biggest issue with TrueCoach was their bugs were huge, and huge in terms of what I want to use it for. So something as simple as putting in your weigh-ins. You would put one weigh in, like let's say if you want to change their weight, right? Change somebody's weight. You put, and it logged the wrong date. And it was at least 6 months of that. And I just could not take it anymore. So I would, let's say I want to log today's weight. It would log it as yesterday's weight. I was like, what the fuck, man? Why is that happening? That's a fucking basic shit, man. So that pissed me off so much that I jumped to Kahunas. And at the time, I think there wasn't as many apps. There's loads of apps now, right? But Kahunas was, like, pricing wise, it was good. Like the guy that runs it, Mark Fox, he I don't know what his role, but he helped Jordan Peters make his initial website, I think, and also his members site. So that's kind of how I know Mark Fox as that individual. And that's kind of why I went with them, because I felt, okay, he does a good job with these. I'm sure his thing, it looks promising. It's going to be pretty good.
Cool. So
I trusted the person.
Yeah, just exactly. People buy into people, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to go back a little bit then, because the original thing that you said was some considerations that you should have as a PT or could have as a PT before choosing whatever modality you want. So the reason I'm going back is because it links into why I moved to Kahunas, even though I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
And the biggest consideration for me was removing a barrier. So I'll preface that by saying, like, the best coaching app is the one that your clients will be most likely to adhere to. Because I was on Google Sheets, and I really like Google Sheets. You can manipulate it to whatever you want. You can customize it however much you want. It looks really cool. But for me, and the clients that I coached at that time, which was general population, there was a huge barrier with Google Sheets. And the barrier was, I can't see it on my phone. I struggle to input on my phone. I have to wait till the end of the day to get my laptop out, or the end of the week to get my laptop out, and then I can input it there. I haven't got a laptop. So that was a barrier to tracking some of the information that I wanted to track. So then what I did was remove that barrier. So Kahunas, that was new. And I think I was working at M10 at the time. Now, because Mark knew the guy So we went. Mark knew Mark.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or not. Yeah, I knew him
Probably
in some
through
capacity.
Jordan as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure how, but knew him in some capacity. So we went on a call with him, just promoting the app. I didn't get it right then, but as I left M10, it was in the back of my mind to get an app to make it. As last few months of M10, I was get like the app to remove that barrier. And what that did was highlight some issues to a lot of clients, because change the app, remove the barrier, you're still not tracking. So it's not the app now. Let's talk about the real issue. And that's when I started getting, like, with certain clients, not all, but like started making some headway. So
what was the excuse? Was it like, I'm not tracking my numbers for my training kind of thing?
Nah, it was like not tracking like calories, weight, body weight, like, you know, the daily check, like daily habits, daily check-in, it was like that. So the excuse before was, I didn't put my calories in because I had it written down somewhere else, and I had to wait till the end of the day to pull it on my Google Sheets. And at the end of the day, I was knackered. With the app, it's all nice on your phone. It looks pretty. It's very interactive. You can pause it and then go back to it later. So like, you take your weight in the morning, you can add it in right there. It looks like you don't have to squint to see it. So like, it removed that barrier. So if people weren't doing it then, okay, cool, let's talk about the real issue. I didn't take my weight because I knew it was going to be up. I didn't track my food because I knew I had a chocolate bar. I didn't train today because I didn't like my training because I didn't train today. It removes a barrier and just like leaves. And it was an expensive leave for me, because I'm like, I paid 50 quid a month for this app. Like, for you to then tell me that you're not tracking because you wanted the app and you're still not tracking. But I think it highlighted something that was important, i.e. the best app isn't because I went on that app not thinking it was the best. It was just the one that my clients was like, okay, we want an app to track, and so we can track in the way that we want to. I delivered it. So it removed the barrier.
I mean, yeah, that's why I went at the start from G Sheets into even TrueCoach, is because, yeah, it was, I think when you deliver that, it just looks a little bit more professional and clean cut when you're like, hey, look, download this app, and if you can change the logo to your own logo. It's still TrueCoach, right? But having that is quite nice because it kind of looks a little bit more fancy. It looks a bit more professional. Looks a bit more polished. And then, you know, I don't know.
It all links in together, right? Like, we want to charge premium. Yes, our coaching has to be premium, but premium is more than coaching. Premium is uniform. Premium is apps, if we have them, or logoed stuff, logbooks, water bottles, whatever it may be. Premium is not. Obviously, it's underpinned by great coaching, delivering results, of course. But the Hilton Hotel, or whatever nice hotel there is now, the Shard, all hotels have a bed. That's the bare minimum. Might be a nicer bed, but then it's like the fancy restaurant, fancy drinks, room service, great view. Those are the things that make the Shard more expensive than a Premier Inn. The app, even though it's not essential, the app, the uniform, this and that, that's what makes premium coaching. And as sad as it is, it's not even sad, but as sad as it is, it's just how psychology works. People perceive more value when it looks like more value. And a question for you would, like, if you could, would you still be on G Sheets now?
I think G Sheets needs to change a lot for me to use it like as a sole thing. So I still feel like an app is, even for the clientele that I'm using, I still feel like an app is going to be better.
Let me rephrase that question then. If all your clients were adherent on Google Sheets and willing to use it, would you still have an app?
Maybe not. If they're satisfied and they're using it and they find it okay, yeah, then there probably wouldn't be a need to use the app. But I feel like there is always that barrier when you're using G Sheets. Even myself using it, like I've used G Sheets for coaching, like getting coached as well, and there is definitely a barrier to that where I don't track my training on it because it's horrible. So
I've currently got a coach and he uses G Sheets, and that's one of the things, like, I use a logbook to track now, which isn't bad, but
a physical
logbook. So physical, like, handwritten logbook. And like, because I've coached myself on my app, I find it a lot easier to just log in on the app, and then you can see what you've done last. Like, little things like that do help. But the reason why I asked you that question is because even though my clients use the Kahunas, I still use G Sheets myself, like on the back end. So like sometimes rather than the data that I get on Kahunas, I'll input some of it, not all of it, but some of it onto a Google Sheet just because it's laid out exactly how I want, like customized, like so I can see week, like nutrition, training, body weight, drop, whatever it may be. And it's like laid out and it's fully customizable. So that's
how I do things.
Yeah.
I take all the data from Kahunas and I put it into my own coaching sheet.
Yeah.
Because I think the app is great for the client. The coaching sheet is better for coaching.
There you go. Perfect.
So I put it into that way, and then I have my specific like formulas that I'm checking out, like to see what's your weight average. I like to look at numbers downwards. Yeah. I don't really like across.
That's
which
like me. So like you've got week
fucking horrible that
1 to 16, and you can see weight. Like let's say weight drops, you can see weight drops, but you can see calories dropped or cardio or whatever output increases, and I like to see it like that. And like that's again, I'm visual in that perspective or that way, but again, like it does add quite a lot of work to my workload. Well, not even a lot. Now I'm used to it, but it does add a little bit of work to your workload.
Yeah. And that's the thing that you want to try to avoid, right? Small things like that. I wish there was automation that just pulls it straight into that.
You probably can soon with AI, like integrated.
I don't know if, because I think the app needs to allow that freedom for you to open gate to do that, right? And you know what fucks me up as well? So I've used Trainerize as well. Trainerize is horrible. So on the actual website, right, with the weight, there's this stupid graph, right? And then the only way you can actually look at what the weight is when you hover over it. And only on the app on your phone can you actually see the numbers.
Yeah.
It's fucking horrible to look at. And you're like, I'm trying to coach someone and trying to do a screen recording. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck this person's weight is because it's on this stupid graph. And then because the graph is like, it kind of changes depending on your highest and your lowest, right? So even though, let's say if your weight is pretty close together, like you're 90 kilos and you've gone to like 80, so your graph is kind of shrunk in that way, but then its length is stretched in terms of it looks like it's like the numbers look like, because it's all trending around that area. If you make a slight increase of half a kilo, it makes it look like the thing's gone up loads. And then you're looking at it like, whoa, you've gained a lot of weight. Like, but really it's like he's gained like 0.5 a kilo or not. And that throws me off. Like I fucking hate, like Trainerize is probably one of the worst I've ever used.
Yeah, so we'll go through because you've used more than me. So we'll go through and give like a top maybe 5
rating.
Or 3. Yeah. But I just want to go back to like considerations then, because like essentially all apps are tracking metrics. Mm-hmm. So like we use apps to track data from our clients. So in terms of consideration for what apps to use, I think fundamentally coaches need to understand what data they want to track, and then they can kind of understand what app allows them to track the data that they need to get the result with their client. So for you, I'm going to list some of the ones that I'm going to assume you track, and then like if there's anything outside of that you do track. So body weight, calories, protein, carbs and fats maybe, cardio, steps, and then number of times of training per week. I'll leave it there for the basics. Most apps will probably track that. So the consideration for me would be you have to understand why you're tracking that. Of course, so calories to measure their input, protein quality, carbohydrate amount, and then fat quality and quantity as well. Outside of the ones I've just mentioned, is there anything else that you track specifically, consistently with your clients? Like, I'm not going to say anything else.
Probably not, I would say. Those are like the most basic is tracking calories, weight, step count.
Yeah.
Like those are your 3 main metrics, right? Everything else is, by the by, right? Like if you're looking at HRV, you need to understand what the fuck HRV is about, right? To even do anything. If you're looking at heart rate, things like that. What else is there?
Blood pressure.
I track women's cycles, I guess.
Yeah.
That's about it, really. But that's not, I don't put that as a thing. It's more like a question in the check-ins. Like, whereabouts are you in your cycle?
I do. I put day of cycle.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. And that's what I mean. It's interesting because, and I think it's interesting for coaches or people listening to this, which would be coaches, that you understand it's not important what you track. it's understanding
What you
why
can do
you
with
track it, and what you're going to do with it. Because for me, for the day of the cycle one, for example, I like to know the days and again, it's client dependent because not everyone tracks their day. But let's say like it's a photo or shoe prep or something, maybe even not. But like if I can consistently see that day 17 to day 24 for the last 3 months, you've put on 0.3, 0.4, whatever it may be, and then you've dropped again, and then either side of it you've dropped, and then every month your head's rolling off when that first 0.3 goes on. We've got data to say, well, we know for the next 5 days, and it's happened like sometimes like clockwork, where it's like in 2 days we know your weight's going to drop, and it's like I'm not a magician. I've just methodically tracked data to understand your body, not better than you do, but to understand that this fluctuation will likely happen. And then when it does on that day, you're like, oh yeah. And it's like, but the next month, the same thing will happen. Your head will roll off. And it just allows me to keep their head on their shoulders because I've tracked the data, i.e. the day of the cycle. And again, it's not the same for every female. And some females understand their cycle a little bit more than others. So on and so forth. But like, there are nuances with what I track and then with what apps allow that tracking. So that's why I asked that question, because it's not about the app, even though it is. It's about what we track and our understanding of what we track. And if you don't know, because I've done it in the past as well, where I've tracked everything under the sun.
Yeah, your shit colour, how many times you urinate.
Everything. And it's like, and I've only used the body weight and food. And it's like, well, I've just wasted 10 minutes of my client's day every single day to not use any of the metrics that I'm tracking. So I'm going to underpin this episode by saying like, the app is dictated by what you track, and what you track is dictated by your knowledge and understanding of the topic of what you're tracking. Because just like you said, what colour your shit is or what consistency your shit is, that's relevant for someone. If they're bloated, if they're constipated, if they're whatever else, then you might track stool quality. But you need to understand why you're tracking it. And
you need to be good at looking at shit as well.
Yeah, oh
right?
gosh, take a picture of it.
Yeah, give me a weekly dump, mate.
Look at my Insta.
That's when it's proper.
Look at my Insta. You'll get that joke if you watch the episode, so go back and watch if you haven't yet. So I think the apps have made it a lot easier to track. In your mind, and for me, the goal is Google Sheets. That might be because it's probably one of the first ones that I've used. Have you ever done a PDF?
Yeah, probably in the beginning. It was not PDF, it's more a Word document. Yeah.
Oh, don't tell me you said no. You have to export it as a PDF at the very least. You didn't, did you?
When I first started, no, I just fucking gave it as a Word document, man.
Nah,
fucking professional.
I've done it as PDF.
Pay for what you get, mate.
That's what I mean, perceptions. I'm
fucking 50 quid. Not even 50. That was when I was charging £25 a session. Not even, mate, way back.
I've done PDFs and like email responses and stuff like that. That's crazy. That's what I mean. Times have fucking changed, haven't they?
Man, innit?
So deliver a training program, like, and you attach training program, nutrition program separate to the PDF as an email.
Yeah.
Then you'd have like the check-in written underneath that as well. Oh, that's crazy. That's just giving me a little bit of a throwback. But then I went to Google Sheets, and for me, Google Sheets is the GOAT. So if you were to say like, have you even got 5? So we'll put PDFs in there as one. Put G Sheets in there. Kahunas, TrueCoach, and Trainerize. Are there any more?
I've used my PT Hub as well.
Have you used that?
Yeah.
Okay, then we have to throw one out. Should we throw out PDFs? Keep in my PDF.
Okay, PDF can go into like sheets and kind of things.
Yeah. Okay, then cool. So top 5. We'll start at 5, then we'll go down to 1. So what's your 5th place last limping over the finish line?
I think my PT Hub has got to be
and you have to justify your reasoning as well. So why?
Fucking dreadful.
Was it the first one that you used?
One of, yeah.
So okay, then what was shit about it?
It was just the UI of it, like in terms of when you're working. You want to do something.
User interface.
Yeah, it's like when you click into something and then you want to go back and you can't have more than one tab open. It doesn't. It's such a long time ago now.
So do you think it would have changed by now then?
It may have changed a little bit by now, but when I was using it for that year or year and a half, it definitely didn't change much.
Yeah.
It was not good.
So in last place, limping over the line, we've got My PT Hub.
Yeah.
Number 4.
What else? What are the other options?
Trainerize, Kahunas.
Trainerize, definitely. Trainerize.
Why?
I just think it's quite clunky. I think it's great for the client, if I'm honest. And it does have some cool automations that you can set training phases. So where you could give a year's worth of training programs if you wanted to, like in the whole thing, and just put it in.
But then, so that's interesting. We'll pause there because, like, do you agree with having a year's?
I think you're probably going to need to go in, maybe not a year. Like, I probably wouldn't do it that far in advance. Like, you wouldn't know. But let's say for a 12-week phase or maybe longer, you could potentially set up like some mesocycles and things like that. You probably still need to go in and tweak some things, but at least it's automated to a point where if you are doing maybe something very specific, like like a powerlifting program, where you might be doing some specific accumulation or intensification phases, you might want to change rep range, things like that. That could be useful in that sense.
Okay, cool. So then we've got My PT Hub, limping. We've got Trainerize, not too far.
And Trainerize also doesn't have a check-in form.
What? So how are you supposed to? You have to do
that. People often, how it works is people will have some sort of Jot form or Type form or Google form that they connect with it, so that then your client is also sent an additional form.
Yeah. See, I don't like that because, again, barriers adds things to do.
It's another thing, right?
Yeah. Okay, cool. So then we've got those two.
Yeah.
Then left, we've got Kahunas.
TrueCoach, I would say now.
TrueCoach is third.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I honestly, like, I still think training program wise, TrueCoach is the best.
In what sense?
It's so easy. Like, you see the calendar view on Kahunas?
Yeah.
That is how you create your training program on TrueCoach. Oh. It's all like that. And then you can put in like whatever the exercise in, how many reps, sets, and it's all done in that view of a calendar. It's wonderful. And then you can move it if you want the client to, let's say right now you want your Kahunas doesn't even let you say specifically which day you want to train. Nah, man, this TrueCoach is, you can say, okay, you want to train on Monday? Boom, I'm going to put it on Monday. So this week you're going to train Monday, and then the program will pop up and give them a reminder to say Monday you're training. Do
you reckon like all these apps would just create one like super app?
Nah, man.
Like if they all just joined together and was
all of them got some sort of ego, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They think they're the best or they want to be the best. They're not going to combine at all.
So left we've got G Sheets
and Kahunas
fighting for first place.
I don't know, man. It's difficult. I think it really just depends on the individual here. Like with that,
so
like
we're talking about you.
We're talking about me.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna bump up. Like for my clientele and what I'm doing at the moment, I would probably put Kahunas at the top still.
So G Sheets number 2.
Yeah,
was it a close second then? Because
it is close. I just think in terms of client experience, like when you're in the gym, it's so nice. Like, you know, with the app, right? It comes up. It's so nice to know. Like, I just look at my phone, I have a quick glance, and it says, okay, this week you need to hit this. Last week you did 100 kilos. Whereas on Google Sheets, it's like, oh, I got a squint. I can't even see the fucking exercise name. I got to go, and then you got this tiny little thing. You got to put the numbers in.
Because like, I understand, because like when it gets like to a certain length, you have to then create a new tab, and then you get like there's 100 tabs open if you got a client for a year.
Brutal, it's horrible. Mate. So I think if Google Sheets had a nice way of like a mobile friendly version of it that's compressed, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But they don't have that, and I think that's where the struggle is.
So cool. So we've got Gym with Hyms.
Yeah.
Say Gym with Hym. We've got Hyms. Gym with Hym. We'll say Gym with Hym today. We've got Gym with Hyms top takes on apps.
Yeah.
So we've got number 5, which was
PT Hub.
We've got number 4, which was Trainerize. 3, which was TrueCoach. 2, which was G Sheets, and then 1, which was Kahunas.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up, do you think, and what's your opinion on, like, because we like AI is ever present and omnipresent now, do you think people will be able at some point to just like type in a command and just say,
They have that now.
Where?
I think it's GoDaddy or some shit.
Seriously,
you basically use this AI to help you build your own app or things that you want to do.
Okay, so yeah, I've heard about that.
Mm.
What I'm gonna add then is like, when would you reckon it'll be up to standard, like the same standard of the apps that we're speaking about?
I played around with that, and it's still a bit. Sometimes, with AI, you have to put in the exact prompt to really get what you want, and it may not necessarily. So I don't know.
I'd say within like maybe a year, because
maybe
like the visual side of AI now, like a year ago you could tell it's AI. Now it's very hard to tell what until someone does something daft. You can't really tell what's AI and what's not, and that's in the space of a year. So like, do you think at some point the apps that we can make ourselves with a couple of prompts will be like similar level to these apps here? And
I don't know, because I think at the same time it's like, if you can do it at home yourself to that degree, surely the guys that are making these apps could use that to their advantage to make their app better.
True. Good question.
So it's like, why, if I can put in a prompt and AI spits out this thing that I want, let's say if I want to track poo, I want to track HRV, if it does that, why the fuck doesn't your app do that? Why can't you do it so quickly?
But then it's a good question, but I'd flip it back on you, or not even on you, but like just say like, because like with our clients, Google will tell them exactly what they need to do. Mm-hmm. We just save them time. So like, yes, we might be able to do it ourselves. We might stay with the app, not because it's any better, but just because I just want to coach people. I don't want to mess around with prompts, so I'll stay with Kahunas. But for the coaches that maybe do want to do it themselves or have a little bit more time, it might be a standard at some point where they can be like, oh, actually, I can save myself however much it is a month. Mm-hmm. And it's fully customizable to what I want because I've prompted it. And I'm going to say that'll be a good thing. Maybe not personally for me, because I don't know whether I'll have to or create the time to go that and do that. But I do think like it will be interesting to see.
This is where I think it's going to go. I'm not vouching on the apps. I'm vouching on our own technology. So in terms of we're going to have, I don't know if you've ever seen the Ray-Ban Metas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's a new one coming out, right? Where it shows off like it's almost like it's like the cross between the Ray-Ban Metas and the Apple Vision Pro, where you got the massive goggles, right? I think what's really going to happen is technology is going to allow us to have these visionary pros, right? Where maybe we're wearing a set of glasses, I don't know, maybe it's a chip that we put in our head or some shit, but it projects what we see. No one else can see it, but we can project it. And then we get fucking Google Sheets in this massive projection, and we can just go with our hands and do gestures, and we can write whatever we want, and then that solves all problems.
That's going to be a scary world, though, because imagine you're the only one without glasses and all you're seeing is just people like this
doing this all sorts of fucking
let's go and slap someone.
That's where I think it's going to go. Like, that's going to be awesome, because a thing that we didn't speak about was pricing. Right, if you are a new trainer, right, G Sheets is the way to go.
Free,
because it's free. When you go to something like Trainerize, TrueCoach, Kahunas, they charge you per client, right? Or amount of clients. So you might have to buy a batch of 10. And this was the problem when I was building, is with TrueCoach, I had, let's say the threshold is every 10 clients, right? You get bumped up in terms of the pricing. What happens when you get 31 clients?
And you drop 2 down after
that, and then you have to pay for this. Like, you have to now pay for an extra 10, but I'm only using 1 extra. That used to fuck me off, man.
Yeah, it's a really good point about pricing as well. Like, for context, as you said, if you're a new PT, maybe Google Sheets might be the way forward. And then when you get a little bit more comfortable, confident, and if your clients prefer it, then go on to an app.
Because that's basically what happened to me, is that I did everything free in the beginning to save money. And then as I grew and I had more clients, then I was like, okay, I'm going to make that swap. And we don't talk about making the swaps between apps, right? I made the swap from TrueCoach to Kahunas. That was a fucking bitch.
Did you do that manually?
Yeah, I did that manually myself.
There's a new...
the one whatever, right?
Yes.
Did you have an interview with them? Did you
Well, I seen them randomly at a seminar, as a business seminar.
Yeah.
Business
they said they do it themselves for you,
They do
right?
it for you. And I was like, even though I didn't go over, and because this was the point that I was upset with Kahunas, so even though I didn't go over, that was really enticing, that they said, we'll move you, like, we'll do all the integration and merging for you. And I was like,
That's when you know, like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to take your business, brother.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not sure how well they're doing at the moment. One Fit, I think it's called. Is it One Fit?
They look good, you know.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not sure how they're doing.
The app looks good.
I know a couple of people that use it as well, to be fair, so I'll check in on them. I probably should have done that before this podcast. But I think it's doing all right. But again, with all apps have their glitches as well. It's just like what glitches you're willing to put up with.
For me, it's the pricing, man. Like, that's why I didn't jump to One Fit, is because I'm on this sick pricing with Kahunas, you know what I mean? And it's like, it just works out really well. And once you, like, I think I pay like £30 or whatever for unlimited clients.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, if I'm fucking busy, then, you know, it's gonna be really worth my while, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But when you're on something like with the tiered, man,
Gets all political.
Yeah, I don't like the tier thing, man. It's like subscriptions, you know what I mean?
Oh, it's like Apple iCloud. They've got me hook, line, and sinker. I can't afford to move.
Yeah.
I can't afford to move. Like, imagine all the data you've got on Apple iCloud to say you want to go to Google, whatever.
That's it.
They've got you.
Yeah.
Right, I think we'll wrap up there before my head falls off about the Apple paying this iCloud stuff.
I love technology though.
No,
I'm a tech nerd.
It's good, and I think it's good and scary at the same time.
For sure, man. For sure.
Right.
Especially when you got all your shit saved on this massive cloud.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
like
what happens when it rains? It's all mad.
That's it.
Cool.
All right, man. So we hope you enjoyed this episode, and you can let us know what you use for your app, for your business. And if you've made it this far and you've been enjoying listening to us, please do us a favor. Go on Spotify, go on Apple Music, whatever the thing that you're using to listen to us on, and leave us a review. Leave us a nice one, 5 stars.
And I'm going to say, it's just asked you very nicely to comment. To now, 10th of October, we've not had one comment. Have we had one comment? We've not had one comment. So
they drop into your DMs now.
It's not enough. It's not enough. No, to be fair, I do get a thank you for the DMs. Yeah, you are right. I'm about to go off on one then. But still, let us know publicly. It's all right, slide into DMs. You're not going to ask me out on a date. Let us know. Drop us a comment with I5. If it's any abuse, you'll get trolled back. We've grown, but we're asking nicely.
And if you want, you can share it to your mate as well. Hey, I can listen to this podcast. It's good stuff, man. These 2 coaches hour, man. It's like rush hour.
Right, where can I find us? You can find me at Jewade Graham. I've got my own name there, Jewade Graham Coach. And you can find him at Gym with Him.
Peace. See you later, guys. In the next one.